Hi everybody, this is Penguin Trades and this is a review for the ES futures. I'm trading using a 2000 tick chart and a 21 EMA. So starting off, I'm going to zoom out here. Over the last several days, we've had this downtrend forming, and then we got these two major legs up over the last 2 days, or today making that 3 days. And so as price met this measured move, I was looking at the chart early in the morning, and then it just spiked up. This whole bar happened in like 1 second. It just pushed on up, and it reached the measured move, and then it just blasted on through. So it just shot on through like it wasn't really there. There was some initial reaction, but it basically just cut through like butter. And so when price pushed through, there's a couple things that can happen. So since this downtrend has a break and we can expect price to attempt a new low, one thing that could happen is a sharp reversal and basically it act like a fade of the measured move level, and then just a rush back below. That's one thing that's very common to see. And then if that happens, you would want to look to get in on a reversal pattern, a large push below, couple legs back, holding below the measured move level. That would be a great opportunity for a short to get in on the reversal. However, if price makes a couple attempts to reverse and it can't even, in this case, it can't even reach this level, but whether it reaches it or not, if it can't get below it, then you want to look to switch gears in order to continue going higher, because if price can't turn down at a measured move, then that's telling you that it's not a very strong measured move level. And if it can't if it can't like fade back in, if it breaks on through and then it can't even reverse back down and reach it, or if it just pushes right off of it, then again, it's not a very strong measured move level. You're gonna want to look to switch gears and look for a wider bullish momentum. So because we could be going into something like this. Drew it off those two swings there. I'm gonna try it off of these swings here. And so, it's not fitting well. It pushed through that channel and it retested it on the high, but it wasn't like a super well-fitting channel. And so, you just want to be on the lookout for something wider if price goes through those measured move levels. And so anyway, it's kind of hard to scale the chart today just because of that huge spike up. So I'm going to do this. All right. So basically, when price pushed through here, we got these couple legs down here. Now when price starts pushing below, this is a good place to get a failed second entry. If we get a rush below, a couple legs back, we can look to get in on a short, but price ends up just barely getting below, pushing back above, and then quickly making a second leg down. And so we have a two-legged move down at this point, and just because you're at a two-legged move, a measured move, does not mean you want to immediately go long. Again, we are at a major two-legged break, and so we don't want to just expect price to push up at a measured move. And so we sit on our hands, we don't do anything, and then price kind of chops around here and then finally has a larger push up. And so even though you can see there's a leg there, a break, and then another leg down, this reversal attempt, because it's a reversal from these two legs down, basically like a downtrend break and then a push to a new low, the reversal failed, and the failure caused a bigger picture leg to form. And so now you got to combine these legs together and see it as one leg, and then this failed reversal attempt becomes the break, and then this becomes the second leg down. So basically what you have here at first is a downtrend, a break, and then a push to a new low, and then a reversal attempt. The failed reversal makes it larger, so now you have downtrend. This whole thing is the downtrend, break, push to a new low, and then that gives you your sharp reversal. And so when price starts pushing higher here, this is a good place to look to get in on a failed second entry. If price rushes above and gives a couple legs back, you can look to get long on a failed second entry, so long as it's not blocked by a wider trend line. And in this case here, we don't get that. It just takes off without us, and it breaks out of the highs. That immediately pushes price into a fade attempt. We get a couple legs down fading in. And even though we have a second entry here, it's not off of anything. It's right into the overnight high, so I did not take that. We push on up here, we break on out, and this is another opportunity to get a couple attempts to fade and look to get long on the retest. But in this case here, we get one leg that nearly reaches it all the way on the first leg, has a clear hold below the EMA, and then it closes below the EMA on the retest. So unfortunately, we don't get a clear long entry here. But anyway, we push on up here. You can kind of see we have uptrend, break, first attempt higher, second attempt higher, and it of course made the new high, but the measured move is still in play. And so here, when the measured move is in play, if you get a good push up, you can always look to get in on the move to reach the measured move. So if price had pushed up and made a couple legs down, holding above the EMA, then we could have had a chance. But in this case here, price just immediately pushes back below. It's closing below the EMA. Second leg down, even further below the EMA. It's not holding. And so yeah, we get a little reaction to this measured move. It kind of just goes sideways until it reaches that trend line, and then, which at first it was more like that, and then we extend it once price pushes down off of it, and then we got this retest here. And so when price retests the overnight high right here, again, we just broke out, two-legged move up. So two legs up commonly leads to a reversal, not to mention breaking out of the overnight high, another reason for a reversal. And so when we get this retest right here, we want to see a clear push off. We don't want to just immediately buy because it's a green bar closing above the EMA. We want to wait for a clear push off and then a couple legs back, making a reversal pattern. Basically, after the retest, we want to see two attempts to reverse and then get in on the failure, and then that makes a failed second entry. And so anyway, instead we just get two attempts higher here, and then that fails, pushing back below, fading back into the overnight high. And then it just gets kind of sideways from here. It goes into a range, the highs right above, the lows right below the overnight high. So the overnight high basically acting as the midline of this range right here. But yeah, so you can see here from this low, basically this downtrend had a break, push to a new low, and then we got these two attempts to reverse. As you can see, no fill on this limit order trade because not exactly wanting to push the target past these lows here, and this was closing way too low right here, and I didn't want to enter up here directly into the the overnight high. So no fill on that. Price pushes lower here, it reaches the low, makes one reversal attempt, pushes off of the overnight high. Now we have this two-legged move down, which price, at the end of it, price does make an attempt higher, but it immediately pushes down at the overnight high. And so then here, price gets a sharp spike down. We break out of we don't break out, we actually overshoot this channel here. So overshoots do commonly lead to breaks. They commonly lead to sharp reversals. And in this case here, it did lead to a two-legged move higher. It's not very clear, and it's not worth shorting because we could easily get a bigger picture leg up. Price could start reversing down here because of those two legs up, but then very quickly after breaking could make a second leg up to the key entry point, which would be a much better place to look for a short than down here. And so that's what I wanted to see, but price ended up just pushing on down straight from there. And so push on lower here. From here, this is where we really spiked out of that range right here. So we have this downtrend, break, push to a new low, and then a sharp reversal attempt. And so when price pushes up here, we break this channel. The downtrend has a break. We can expect price to attempt a new low, and we get these two small pushes down, which quickly leads into a reversal higher, making a second bigger picture leg up. So notice how price moves in pairs of twos. When we pushed up here, because this is a two-legged move up, and what separates this two-legged move up is a smaller two-legged move down. And this is also a two-legged move down, and what separates it is a two-legged move higher. And so, which that one might be harder to see if you're not used to looking at price action on a bigger picture, because you can see there's a leg there, break, a second leg, and then right at that measured move, the wick goes through it, but the bodies don't even go through that measured move right there. It just turns on down right to it. And so it's very important to understand measured move levels. So here's my chart from the NQ. As you can see, it looks very similar at first. Price just spiked up past that measured move. In this case here, price made a couple legs back, pushed through that measured move. It still didn't reach this measured move here, but yeah, it pushed through the larger one on the retest, and then that pushed price into a huge spike up. And so yeah, basically price overshot this wider channel that's forming. We got a break, retest of it, push up to a new high for this spike up, and then that pushed us into another reversal attempt. So when price made these two legs down here, I was already looking at something else on the GC, the gold futures, and I was just distracted from this. So I did not get in on this. I saw that someone in the Discord did, or I saw someone post about it. So I'm glad to see that. Basically, just these two legs down, pushing out of these range lows right here, is a great place to buy as long as you have room to these highs right here. Because this uptrend also has a break, a two-legged break, looking to make a new high for it. Price has been overall bullish. We already had a successful retest of that large measured move level right here. And so, everything is looking good for bulls here. You do need room to the highs of this channel here. That is a clear downtrend there. And, I missed on that. I just missed it here. So, anyway, I just wanted to quickly go over the NQ. I really just wanted to show the chart. I'm not going to do a full review here like I just did for the ES, but price faded back down here. Now we're pushing on out. It would have been nice to see a clear two-legged retest of the overnight high here on that push out, but we only got one leg there, so it's not worth taking like that. It's basically just a choppy high or low. I would rather see price push out further than get a clear two-legged retest of the overnight high. So anyway, here, let me show you my GC chart. If I can get it up on the OBS here. There we go. So basically, we have this uptrend. Let me zoom out more. We have this uptrend, break. You can see, this downtrend here has a break, push to a new low, two legs to a new low before reversing higher. And that, the reversal higher after these two legs down is what launches the bigger picture new high attempt for this uptrend. So we have uptrend, which has got a little bit off there. Uptrend, break, push up to a new high, or a push up attempting a new high. It hasn't quite made it yet, but you can see here that new push up to a new high formed this channel, and when price broke this channel here, we got these two pushes attempting a new high. And just to be clear, I do like going short right here. I just, just like the other trade, I missed this here, and so this went by without me. But this does look like a good trade to get short on. So I just wanted to go over that here. And in this case here, due to this uptrend, yeah, you're getting your two attempts, but I would wait on the close below. So it looks good to enter after you get this close below the EMA here. I would not want to enter directly on the measured move in this case, just because it's so close with that uptrend. But, and it's not like a perfect retest either. You know what I mean? Like if it was a perfect retest of a nice key level, then that would be different. I like to take those, but in this case here, it's not a perfect retest, so I just wanted, to see a nice close below, but this, I actually was not focused at all when this was happening, so this completely went by without me seeing it, unfortunately. But anyway, so price pushed on lower here. Basically, this downtrend got a break, pushed to a new low, and then it went into a range, which is very typical for when trends play out. And so, let me just zoom out here. So, when price pushed down here, it made a new low for this downtrend. So at this point, this downtrend has played out with a break and a push to a new low. So a reversal is likely. And we got these two attempts to reverse. And so since price made two attempts to reverse, that doesn't mean we immediately want to go short. It's not like we can say, oh, we have our two attempts. It's, a little bit too small picture here. It closed really low. And, the entry would be really close down to here, meaning down to the, this swing right here. And so there's just not a whole lot of room. And so that kind of just kept price going sideways for a bit, and then price broke on out again. We got another two-legged move up. And so when price pushes up here, I still don't want to enter directly on that measured move. Again, the downtrend just played out. It's a common reversal area. The uptrend could make a new high. And so we need to wait for something below the EMA here, below this, basically just holding below this range high. And so again, after those two legs up here, price pushes down, makes a double bottom, makes another set of two legs up. Now, again, not wanting to buy directly on the measured move, it ends up getting very choppy, going sideways, and then price finally closed below on this bar here, but it does not immediately trigger. It ends up closing back above and then closing back below right here. And so I liked getting in on this after this closed below right here, because after this closed below, it actually triggered, and so then got in up here. Basically, after this bar closed, I, and triggered, I put a limit order right here, price backed up, filled it, and then dropped down, which I do have that trade recorded, and I'm going to upload that later. And so I'll link it, somewhere in here after I upload it. But anyway, so price pushed on down, target down to here, not expecting it to go past these lows here. Again, this is pretty clear support right after that downtrend played out. So only after this range high holds and holds below the EMA am I interested in going short, riding target, or riding price down to the lows here with my target. And so anyway, price reaches these lows, it makes a couple pushes up and down, and then it just spikes on out here. So we were not expecting price to full on reach this measured move down here. We weren't expecting it to completely push on down. We're just expecting it to reach the other side of the structure that it's in, which is this range right here. It pushed all the way down to the lows before taking off and nearly making a new high for this uptrend now. So the uptrend has a break, nearly making a new high here. And so, before it makes that new high, it could make a couple legs down, give you another opportunity for a long, which if that new high still wasn't met, that would be better for a long because you could still look forward to making the new high. And there's going to be bulls that are looking forward to make the new high, increasing the buying pressure. And so, that's something that could happen soon. A couple legs down, retesting. That's something I'd like to see. But, I'm going to end this video here. I just wanted to go over these trades. And, yep, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see y'all next time.